So I created this ping tool because I wanted to figure out which cable on my switch was powering my access point. I had an application for this on my tablet, but my tablet was dead. And the reason I wanted it was I wanted an audible sound so I could wear my headset or earbuds or even just play it over the computer speakers and understand that as I'm pinging my access point, I unplugged the right cable. Um, anyway, so I decided to use Claude Code to build this, and I was just going to give you a quick example of how it works and then show you how I built it. So in this case, I'm just going to choose the Google DNS. I'm going to tell it to continuously ping, and then with sound, that's key for what I wanted to do. And it works great. So I was able to figure out which cable I needed um, to label because, yeah, poor switch management. But anyway, let me show you how I did this with Claude Code. So right now I'm just running this on Windows. And the idea is that, I mean, I could try to one-shot it, but after the fact, I created a product requirements document, which it's really best practice to go in with a solid plan. I figured I'd put the plan together and show folks. But so the idea here is there's going to be a main menu. You can have it list whatever IPs you would like. I didn't add a management tool for this menu, but you could do that if you wanted to. So I just set it up for my router, my access point, and Google. After that, I can pick whether I want to do a single ping or a continuous ping. I can do it silently, or I can tell it to use sound mode. And I just wanted this in a single batch file so it's easy to run. Anyway, so let me start it off. So I do have Claude Code going already set up for the path of my ping tool project folder. And we'll just walk it through here. So the idea right here, I guess I gotta load Claude, but the idea is that you could start with planning mode and have it create the plan for you. But because I already have the plan made and the prompts set up to create it, I'm just going to go through and do that. I'm going to do this with Sonnet. So /mode, and we'll see if Sonnet can handle this. All right, so I'm going to tell it we're going to do one step at a time, and then we'll just use these prompts and see if it works. I'll use voice. So let's do this one step at a time. I'm going to give you a prompt, you're going to execute, and then I'll give you the next prompt. We'll test when we're finished. All right, one thing that I typically do is I give it a set of rules with the Claude.md. So I'm going to grab that from my main folder, and then I'll go back to the project folder and paste it in there. And basically it just tells it to create a to-do list, give me a high-level overview of what it's done. So let's start. I don't know if I can do this one at a time. Perhaps I should do it all up to the main menu. Well, we'll just do it one at a time, see how it works. Be sure to reference Claude MD file. No, it didn't work. Be sure to reference Claude MD file. Alrighty. I can spell, I swear. interesting. I can't paste. I can here. Alrighty. Now, let's see if I can paste. There we go. Then add menu with options, Google DNS, router, AP, custom targets. It's not going to by default know what my IP addresses are, but see how it handles it. Alright, and then single ping mode. Yeah, because sometimes you just want to know if the device is up. You don't necessarily want to continuously ping unless you're having a problem. Alright, then continuous silent. Oops. I think maybe after stepping through this, I should just see if I could one-shot it, get one that works, but we'll start with walking through. And continuous ping, I asked it to include a method of stopping it and going to the main menu using the, just hitting the Q button to quit. Alright, and then the custom target handling, which is basically you type in the IP you want to ping. The next one's kind of weird because it's saying check for bad, which would be after the final output. Not final output, but the initial output. So let's do this. What's the commentary all about? I don't understand. So yeah, I'm just running this in WSL, got Ubuntu running. And it can access local folders, drives. Usually what I do is if I'm going to plan something, I'll go in using Opus and work through the plan, and then switch over to Sonnet to execute. The reason behind that is you only have so much usage. I'm using the max plan for this. All right, so now we have a batch file. It says it's ready to run. We should try it. So, alrighty. So we'll select an option. We'll just do Google. We'll do continuous with sound. So option 3. So it's working, but it's not giving me the details. You know, you might want to see the details of, you know, how fast it's responding. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it to do two things, really. See if I can use voice. When pinging, I'd like the normal details that I would see when manually pinging. So in addition to that, I don't want to have to enter after selecting an option on the menu. I want it to automatically enter for me, I guess. I suppose I should give an example of it working. Like unplug a cable and then have it stop. See what kind of message it displays when it's not able to ping. So I am not a programmer. I'm learning a lot. I just started using Claude Code. I have a lot to learn. I'm not using any MCP servers yet. I do have this idea where I want to create a lessons learned. That way, if I run into a familiar problem, or maybe I can prevent a familiar problem and have it understand those lessons that have been learned. All right, let's try it again. So we'll go Google. Do continuous again. So yeah, I'm just hitting one key. Oh, it only continuous is 3. I'll see it's only doing it once. Let's go back to main menu and see if the custom target works. So I'll do 1, 2, 1. Continuous. So it's working, but it's only doing it one time. So we do have a bug we got to solve. So continuous ping isn't continuously pinging. It pings once and then it stops. So we need to resolve this. It didn't work. All right. Continuous ping only pings once, then stops. So my voice capture, voice to text usually works more consistently than this, but I'm just hitting Windows H. It brings up the little microphone. It's my preferred method of vibe coding. So if I still have issues after this, I'll switch over to Opus. It's a little better at solving problems than Sonnet is, but Sonnet's pretty darn good. All right, let's try it again. So I picked Google. Now we'll do with sound. So I hit the main menu. Yeah, see, it's still stopped. All right, I'm going to change to Opus. So / model. Just go up to Opus, hit enter. So the continuous ping problem is still present. I selected Google in this case. Continuous with sound. It pings once, I do hear it, but it stops after that first ping. Alrighty. What is that all about? It's a nice thing about saving tasks is as you work through it, if you want to share it with people, it'll understand the problems that it had to solve. And you could have it keep details, again, if you wanted to make sure it understood the approach to take instead of going through the difficulty of iterating until you get it right. All right, let's try it again. So I'll choose Google, 3 for continuous. There it goes. Now if I hit Q, it goes to the secondary menu. I'm going to go back to the main menu. I'm going to put in my laptop IP this time, so I'm going to go custom. I think it's 41. Then we'll go continuous. And on the laptop, I'm going to turn off Wi-Fi and see how it responds. Yeah, so it's working. Let me do one more thing. Actually, maybe 2 more things. I talked about maybe trying to one-shot this, but so it's back on because I turned my Wi-Fi back on. Let's see if we can do it in this one file where we can edit and save. So if I go back to the main menu, say I wanted to add my laptop and actually save it, see if we can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and exit. If we can do this with the one batch file, I would like to add a method of saving a custom entry when I want to. For example, my laptop. So this would be nice. That way, if you have to go back and run it again. Yeah, again, what inspired this was the lack of labels and a document that shows what cables are plugged in on my switch, and I got quite a bit of cables plugged in there. And I just wanted to power cycle the AP because I was wondering if I was having um, connectivity or speed problems with it. It's been pretty solid. I got like a Ubiquiti AP. It's an older one, but anyway, the idea was that I wanted to unplug it and power cycle, but I didn't know which one, so I just started unplugging each of the 3 cables I thought it was because they're color coded at least, but they all go from my basement up to either the attic or the main floor. And I knew the IP, and so I just wanted to, again, figure out which one it is, get it labeled. So next time if I have to power cycle, I can do it that way. And so it was nice. I just had my headset on, my computer running it, and it was beeping. And then when I did find the cable, it stopped beeping. And I was like, all right, that's the one. and successfully power cycled it, and no, I didn't label it. All right, let's try it. So I'm going to start with Google just to see. So we'll do sound mode, hit Q, then we'll hit 4, go back to main, and then I'm going to go see if there's anything. And 5, there shouldn't be. All right, so I'm going to go custom target. I'll put the laptop back in there. Would you like to save this? Yes, I would. Enter a name. Nice. Laptop. Cool. So now I can go, let's go back to main. Let's go save targets. Ah, it's not in there. Let's try it again. Perhaps I missed a step. Yes, I do want to save it. Enter a name. Laptop. It says it's saved. And then let me do a single ping. Now let's go back to main. Let's go saved. So it didn't actually save it where we could see it anyway. So let me fix that. So I did get the option to save when I entered in a custom target, but after saving, when I go and try to load it into save targets, it was not there. So once we get this fixed, I'll ask it to create a PRD file, a Product Requirements Document. Then I'll feed that file. I'll basically create a new project folder, feed that file to it and see if it can one-shot it. Meaning prompt it once and see if it'll work. And pass or fail, I'm only going to try it. I'm not going to go through and fix it. So let's look at save target. So there's nothing there currently. I'm going to go custom target. Yes, I would like to save it. Now, let's go back to main menu and see if it's there. Nope. All right, well, I'm not going to bore you with me trying to fix this, but I am going to try to fix it. Let's try the one-shot deal. So create a PRD in Markdown format file in the project folder so I can share this with other people that might want to create their own. Now one-shot it with Opus. That'll up my chances of it working once it's done. So pingtool prd.md. I think what I'll do is just open it, copy and paste it in to the planning mode. I don't know why I need a README. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit. I'm going to create a new folder. We'll just call it one shot test. So down here, I'm going to go into that folder, clear it. I'm going to open up the PRD file. That'll be in Claude. All right, now I need to run Claude. Make sure we're using, oops, / Opus. We are. Then I'm going to shift tab again to go into plan mode. And then I'm going to paste that in. I'll hit enter there. I'm going to grab my Claude MD file, put it into the one-shot folder. Again, this is rules for Claude. And now let's see. Do we want to proceed? Let's say yes. See what happens. No. I do not want you to reference that. We're just going to work in this folder. You're going to try to build it. So go ahead. All right, so I created a to-do list based on the PRD that I shared with it. We will tell it to go ahead and do its thing. So I made a version of this for my Mac, my laptop, so MacBook Air, and basically set up similarly. Doesn't do batch files. It's a script, but I can run it in a single file. Initially provided the script and said, okay, run this, and you'd have to do it from the command line. And what I asked it to do was, I said, hey, I just want to double click this dude and get it running. And so it renamed the script with a .command extension. And then after that, I was able to run it and use it in the same way that I'm using this one. So again, win or lose, I'm just going to try this once. All right, it's done. Let's have a look. So we have a menu. Let's go to Google. Let's continuously with sound. So it works. It doesn't give me all the information I want, but so that's a good thing. All right, so Q to quit. Let's go back to the main menu and see if it'll actually save the custom target. So yes, I do. Name laptop. Let's go back to the main. And it's not listed there. Anyways, but it kind of worked, so that's cool. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm looking for ideas, so in the comments, if you have any ideas, maybe features that you'd like to see added this, I could iterate and share if you guys are up for that. But no, either way, let me know. See ya.